Hi guys, so I'm doing a story time, which is so not like me. So my story time is the time, well, it's not really the time, it's my oldest ex-boyfriend ever. So I've dated a lot of people, and this guy was kind of odd. So I was on a chat site like I normally go onto when I'm bored to find friends, and there was this guy. And he was like, hey, do you have Kik? And I'm like, yeah, I totally have Kik. Which I do. And I still do. And he's like, oh, cool. This was last year, guys. Beginning of last year. So I want to say it was like March 3rd, 2015 we started dating. And I'm like, he was like, cool, I will add you. So I gave him my username. And he messaged me. Shut up! They don't like me. And I started messaging him, and it was all good. All good. It wasn't all good. I'm just trying to find a good position. This position is awesome. It wasn't all good. He wasn't all good. So we got to a stage where it was like 10 minutes in talking on Kik. 10 minutes, guys. And he's like, do you want to be my girlfriend? And the only thing I literally knew about him was where he lived, his age, and his name. They were literally the only things I knew about him. And I'm like, sure. At this stage, I had gone out and break up like 3 hours ago. And you may be thinking, oh, what a slut. No, it was 3 hours ago, but the guy I'd literally been dating a day, so it wasn't like any feelings there or anything, and that's a different story time. This guy was a bit odd. Anyway, I said yes. I'm like, I just got out of a relationship, I'm not ready for anything serious, just, someone to talk to. That'll be all this is for now. And he's like, oh yeah, that's fine. So we kept talking, and I gave him my Skype, which I no longer have. I just made a new Skype. And he's like, we were Skyping, and he had his cat, and I had mine. So I was holding, well, yeah, I had mine. I had my fat cat, which you guys never met. Her name was Rose. She's somewhere dead. She ran away and died. And she was like really fat, and she was on top of me, and his cat was on him. And they kept hissing, so I threw my cat out, and she went and curled up on the couch, and his went away on his bed to sleep. And he was like, I want to marry you. And I'm like, I said nothing serious. And he's like, will you marry me? I'm like, no. And he got really freaking upset. He started crying like, he was like saying shit like, I love you, I want to marry you, why won't you don't want to marry me? I'm perfect for you. We've been dating now 10 minutes, we're finally able to get married, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, one, I'm still 11 years old. I was not even 12 then. Like, my birthday's in June, and it was, as I said, like March, whatever. I want to say it was May 3rd. I don't know. I was around then. I don't turn freaking 12 for a couple of months, and I'm too young to get married. He's like 15, I'm like still 11, he just turned 15 like 13 days ago. I still have ages to go till I'm 12, there's a difference, and I'm like, one, I'm too young to get married. Two, you're too young to get married. Three, you live too far away. Four, we've never met other than Skype. Five, as I said, this isn't a serious relationship. And he just kept going on about getting married. I'm like, shut up about getting married. So he shut up. And he was like, so where do you live? And I was like, I told him like a town close to me that's not here where I live. Because the way where I live works is there's like mini towns, and there's like cities, and then there's like towns, bigger towns. So there's an X city close to where I live, and whenever I'm dating someone that like is overseas, I'll give them the X city because it's like an hour away from where I live. It's just something I do. So I was like, you know, I live in this place, and he was like, oh, I'm gonna see like if there's any plane flights I can get to come see you. So he was doing that, and it was like one in like 3 weeks, and it was gonna be like 12, like not 12. It's gonna be a couple of $1,000 with so many delays and stopovers. You know, it was too much money to spend. And I'm like, you don't have that much money. He's like, oh, ask friends for the money, you know, babe. I'll do this. And I'm like, no. And I was so glad he didn't. So it finally got to when I was getting ready to go to sleep. It was like 9 o'clock at night. I was way meant to be asleep, but I didn't want to be asleep. And my mum was working late. So my grandma was in her house and I was in my room. Shut up! You know, I'm talking to him. And I'm like, right, I'm going to go to sleep. And he's like, okay, babe, blah, blah, blah. So, and then, as I turn off my phone, he kicks me and says, will you marry me? And he does a ring emoji and the family emoji, like with the kid and then the dad and the mum. Yeah, he sent me that one. And I'm like, that wasn't even a wedding one. That was like a kid one, you know. Like a family one. And I'm like, no, now go to sleep. The next day, I think he thinks we're married. Because I get on, I'm like, hey. And he messaged me like, hey babe, like I want a divorce. I'm like, what? We literally aren't even married and you want a divorce? Like, what? He was literally crazy. I'm like, no, you know, when I'm married, why do you want a divorce if we're not even married? And he's like, oh, do you want to see something? And I'm like, sure. So at this time, I was going, shut up, by my pen name and everything, which was Cat. And he literally got a tattoo that day that said Cat on him. And it wasn't C-A-T, it was the K-A-T, like Katie Cat. Or Catherine Cat, you know, that sort of cat. But no. He got Cat tattooed on him above his heart. And he showed me and I'm like, what the hell? And he's like, what? My friend did it for me, babe. Like, he said it was awesome. It looks so good. But, you know, I'm regretting it because I want a divorce. I'm like, we're not even married. And it went on for so long that we were like, and we were really fighting. And then I went to sleep that night because I was tired. And then, because it was like a weekend day, like a Saturday now. And then Sunday, I was getting ready for school one night. He didn't take me the whole day back. And I'm like, okay. He's just ignoring me, that's fine. He then messages me saying he's breaking up with me. I wouldn't get married with him. I then wouldn't get a divorce. He went and tattooed himself. And he got a friend to tattoo him. And he regrets it. And he hates me. He called me a whole bunch of names. And I'm like, I was really skeptical. No. And yeah. It was quite interesting. And then a week later, I get 3 new Kik messages. I'm like, right. So I click into them because if you know how Kik works, you click into the app and then it comes up with like the new messages and you click on them and you can either accept or deny. It depends what they say and stuff. And anyway, I accepted all of them because they were all girls saying, hey, we heard you were dating such and such. I'm not saying his name. And I'm like, yeah, for like a couple of days. And he was like, they're like, oh, that's cool, you know, we're dating him. And all of them said that. And they're like, wait, one of them has been dating him a year. The other one has been dating him 6 months. And the other one, I think, of my memory, was dating him 2 weeks. And then there was me who was dating him like 3 days. But there was like that time line between like the year, the 6 months and the 2 weeks and then me. And I'm like, oh, you know, what? There's like, I think it was missing me saying, like, I know he's like a total player, like, and then the one year was like, he cheated on me, you know, I love him and all, but like, we decided to go into an open relationship now. Thank you for helping us work it out. I'm like, right. Do you know how many people he's dating? She's like, no. So I told her, and like, oh, that doesn't matter, you know, we're in an open relationship. And she was being really sugar sweet. I'm like, okay, that's fine. But yeah, that's my crazy ex story. I have no idea if he's still got that tattoo with my pen name on it. But if he does, he's bad. And well, I'll see you guys later. Bye!